So welcome to this week's training. It's a little different this week because I had to pre-record it because of some obligations, but I still wanted to share with you this week the top 3 red flags that your website needs to refresh. So before we dive in, I want you to think about when was the last time you felt truly proud to share your website with your potential clients. So I want you to think about that. And you can, if you want to answer, post them in the comments still. And you can still post your questions, still say in the comments, and I will get to them and answer them. So the first red flag that I'm going to share is outdated design and functionality. So I want you to think about identifying the outdated design. Does your website still have the same look it did 5 years ago? Um, I want you to think about that because trends change and an outdated design can make your business appear behind the times. So think about how easy it is for your visitors to navigate your site. If it feels clunky or difficult to find information, it's time for a refresh. So think about that. Is it maybe you've changed services? Maybe you have a new service that you give, or it's you've changed your branding and things like that. So those are things to think about if it's time for a refresh and rebrand. Why is it this important? Because first impressions count. So your website is often the first interaction potential clients have with your business. And if it's an outdated design, it can turn them away before they even get to know what you offer or who you are. And also mobile responsiveness. Most people are browsing on their phones. So if your site isn't mobile friendly, you're gonna miss out on huge audience that way too. And they're gonna leave if they're not able to access it on their mobile. So here's some steps that you can take. Review your design. Take a critical look at your site, compare it to some modern websites you admire, or even think about, where you're at now. Maybe you're at a different place in your business, and so it's time to upgrade and update. Check the mobile compatibility. Visit your website on different devices and see how it looks and it functions. Red flag number 2, slow loading times. Speed tests. You can use, you know, Google page speed, things like that to see how fast your website loads. If it's taking more than a few seconds, you've got a problem. Have you, maybe feedback? You receive feedback from users. Have friends check it and things like that. That's a huge red flag. There's slow speed. It's time to check it. And so why that's important? Because visitors won't wait for a slow site. They'll leave and they'll go to the competitor instead. Google ranks faster websites higher in search results. A slow site speed can hurt your visibility. So those are important things to think about that too. And so some steps you can take. Large images can slow down your site. So make sure they're compressed and sized appropriately. Caching plugins. If you have a caching plugin like W3 Total or WP Super Cache can help speed up your site. So they can help with that, having that cache plugin. Number 3, poor conversion rates. So looking at your website's analytics, if you have a high bounce rate or low conversion rate, it's time to investigate also. Are visitors leaving without taking action? This could be due to unclear calls to actions or an attractive design. So those are things that are important. Why are these things important? Every visitor that leaves without it engaging is a potential customer you're missing out on. So your website should be a tool to grow your business, not just a static, just something there to look pretty, but it should be working for you and helping you. So steps to take, clear calls to actions. What are you wanting them to do? Make sure it's clear what you want them to do and that it's prominent and that they can see it. Ensure your calls to actions are clear and compelling. Make it easy for visitors to understand what you want them to do next. Test it on different versions of the pages to see what works best for your audience and with your audience. So just to recap, so we talked about 3 major red flags: outdated design and functionality, slow load speeds, and poor conversion rates. So, recognizing these issues early can help. Those are those first steps that you can take with your website. So post your questions below. I would love to answer any questions you may have, what challenges you're facing. And if, you're unsure if your website needs a refresh, you're not sure if it's outdated or what's going on, I would love to um, review your website for you. And so you can book a website audit. I do book those. They're 97, and I'll just comment audit in the comments, and I will get that link to you, and you can book that. And what happens is you'll provide me with your URL, and I will review your website for you and give you my feedback, and you'll get um, a PDF copy of it and also a video. It's a video reply, and I'll walk through your website for you and show you what some things that might tips and advice that you could do for your website. So remember, your website is a reflection of who you are and it's of your business. And so you want to keep it updated and user friendly. So it's important to review it and to see if it's been a while, it's probably time to check it and to update it. And so I'll see you next week.